welcome to part 2 of Basic Survival. This is the Soldier's Manual Civilian Edition. I'm Doc Nasty. Here we're going to talk about 5 different topics and in no particular order. I think these are all equally important, but let's just write them down here. First thing, diet. Second thing, fitness. Number 3, structure. Number 4, finances, and last but not least, networking. Got a little crooked there towards the end. Anyway, again, these are in no particular order. I think they're all equally important. So the first thing, diet. Let's talk about your diet. This is something that in the military you probably didn't think too much about unless you were some sort of health nut. I was a health nut. But anyway, that point is you never starved, basically. You always had access to food. If you were in garrison or if you were on post, you had the DFAC, the chow hall, that's what we called it in the Army, whatever you called it in other branches. So, you know, even if you were broke, you had no money, you could still go and get a decent meal. Or if you were out on a mission or on a training event, most likely you had MREs. You had somebody else thinking about the logistics and about how to feed the troops. Here, it's not so much the case because, you know, we come back here, there's maybe nobody cooking for you, nobody thinking about your food. So what do a lot of us do? We turn to fast food. We stop in at McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King, all those other places. And that's not really good practice to do on a consistent basis. You know, it's not too bad every now and then, but if you're doing this all the time, like a lot of us do when we first come back here, because we don't know where to go for food. You know, it's quick, it's convenient. Not only is it typically unhealthy, it can also add up. It can take quite a toll on your bank account, which you really want to think about. You have to consider that too here, more than you did in the military. So my advice to you would be learn to cook. You know, you don't have to be super chef, just learn how to cook some basic meals. Keep things stocked around your home. You know, stuff like lunch meat, dairy products, cheese, have some fruits and vegetables on hand. You know, eat a variety of food, maybe some whole grain cereal, keep on hand. Eat healthy, you know, eat a well-balanced, a well-rounded diet. Don't just get a bunch of microwave burritos and frozen pizzas and stuff like that. You know, throw some fresh foods in there. Eat a nice balance, eat protein. You know, keep a nice balance of fat and carbohydrates. And, you know, eat a variety. That's what I'm getting at. Also, you want to think about your meals. Think about your day, how your day is going to go. When are you going to have time for breakfast? Where are you going to be at breakfast time? Me personally, I eat breakfast at work because I'm usually at work between 5 and 6 a.m. before most people are even awake. And I find that when I wake up in the morning, it's just too early to eat. I don't have an appetite, so along with my lunch, I'll pack a breakfast with me. So I'll get to work, I'll do, you know, a few things at the beginning of the day, and then I'll take a little short 10-15 minute break, eat a breakfast, and then go back to work, and then later on in the day I'll come back for my lunch break. So you just have to sort of think and plan. You know, when you're at work, typically you don't all line up to go to the DFAC or the chow hall. Whatever you brought with you, that's what you eat, and there's certainly, your boss isn't throwing MREs at you, so just think about it. And also when you're cooking dinner, learn to make an excess. Make more than you would eat at dinner so you can pack up the rest. Maybe have it for breakfast or lunch the next day, or maybe a little snack in between. You know, have some little snacks here and there, maybe a fiber bar if you're into that. Be careful with those. Had a bad experience. Don't eat too many of them, or it'll be a bad day. So, you know, that's pretty much it. It's not terribly complicated. You just have to put a little bit more thought into it than you would otherwise. And it'll it'll help out a lot with your budget if you're cooking your food rather than getting fast food and eating out of restaurants all the time. So fitness is another important thing. We're talking about the basics here. Stay fit. You don't have to be super PT stud. Most likely your job doesn't require that here. You don't usually get any type of special promotions for being physically fit because we don't have a PT test, and that's, it's easy to fall out of shape here because you don't have organized PT, you don't have other people pushing you, motivating you. You don't wake up as a group at a certain time in the morning, put on your PT gear and go, run, do push-ups, sit-ups, all that fun stuff. You don't get paid to do that. In the military, we did. It was part of your job was staying fit, so there was always allotted time for PT. Here you have to do it on your own time. But there are some unseen benefits. You might not get promotion points or whatever for being fit, but it's appearance. Appearance is a lot in this country. It's sort of sad to think about it that way, but appearance isn't everything, but it can take you pretty far. And if you're a fit person, you carry yourself with confidence, you feel good about yourself, you look good, you are more likely to find favor with other people. Potential employers, if you go in for a job interview, a fit person is more likely to get a job than an unfit person. It's just statistics, that's just how it is here. Also, it's going to help you to be more confident. When you feel good about yourself, it just helps you a lot. It helps you to stay motivated. You're going to have more energy, so don't become a fat, out of shape slob. Stay fit. It's also a great way to meet people. If you get a membership at your local gym, you can connect with some people. You might find some veterans or just people maybe in your line of work or whatever. It's a great way to meet people, to make new friends. Or you can work out at home like I do. I pretty much built my own gym here at home. So, something to think about. Very important. Fitness. Structure. Structure is important. When you were in the military, especially if you were in combat, you probably went from a very structured life, every second of your life being dictated by someone higher up in the chain of command. You had a set wake-up time, you had set meal times, you had SP time, rollout time, you had all these different deadlines, all these different time axes that you had to hit. And at the end of the day, as tired and worn out as you might have been, I felt accomplished at the end of the day. I felt like I'd done something meaningful. And then when you go from that back here, where you might not have a job when you first get back home, you just feel like shit. It's like, wow, this whole day has gone by. I slept till noon. I got up. I didn't really do anything, and now it's bedtime again, and I haven't done shit. I haven't accomplished anything. And it's really depressing. It really takes a toll on your mind when you live life that way. So it's important, you might want to go out there and party, be irresponsible for a little while. And that's all well and good, just don't get carried away with it. Don't make a regular thing out of being irresponsible and not having structure in your life. You want to maintain some sort of structure. Just, think about your day, plan out your day, set some goals. Even if you don't have to go to work or something, wake up at a certain time. Don't sleep all morning and wake up early afternoon. Wake up, brush your teeth, eat your breakfast, do some things. What I like to do, and you don't have to go this far with it, but at the end of every day, I like to just sit down and I think about what I was supposed to do for the day, sort of like an after-action review. I think, what were my goals for the day? What were my objectives? What actually happened? What did I actually accomplish? And then I think about some things that I did good, that I should sustain, and some things that I could improve on. And you don't have to write it down. You can just mentally, think about it in your head. And then also think about the next day. Set some goals for tomorrow. Think about, do you have to go to work that day? What time are you going to wake up? When are you going to do your workout? All these different things you can use so that you have something, when you wake up in the morning, you're not starting from scratch. You have something to go on that you thought about previously, so you have a plan. you have a plan of action. Not only will this help you mentally, it'll keep you out of that depression, that funk, but it'll also help you to keep moving forward and help you to be continuously accomplishing and achieving. So, just something to think about. Maintain structure in your life, even if you don't have a job. Some sort of structure. Wake up at a certain time. Don't just sleep till whenever, and wake up and lounge around all day and not do jack shit. Have a plan. Wake up. Do stuff. Finances. Finances is where a lot of people get into trouble when they come back from the military because they don't know how to manage their money. They haven't had bills aside from maybe a phone bill, maybe an internet bill. But you went from always having a place to sleep, guaranteed, rent-free, always having meals and minimal bills, and then you come back here and all of a sudden everything costs money. And you may not even have a job. So you want to live meagerly at first until you get a regular job, you get a steady income, and you decide, you figure out how much you're bringing in versus how much you're spending. You want to regulate that. So if you don't have a job, you should be actively looking for a job or some source of income. And live frugally during that time. And once you do have a steady income, you want to live below your means, meaning that you're spending less than you're bringing in. You want to be putting money into savings. You want to have a cushion built up. You don't want to be spending just as much as you're making, because then, what if something happens? If all of your bills and food and everything requires your entire paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, then, what if you get injured or something? You can't work. What if you get laid off? Then what are you going to do? You don't have anything to fall back on. You're just going to take the blow head on. So live below your means, put money away into savings, and don't go crazy with your spending. Just keep your spending in check. You don't need all this shit. Every time a new iPhone comes out, you don't need to rush out and buy it. And with me, I keep myself occupied in other ways. I don't need to go out and spend a whole lot of money. I put actually at least 50% of everything I make goes into savings. That's just how far below my means I live. I put a lot of money into savings. I rarely spend anything, that's unnecessary. So when I do want something, let's say I want a new tool, like I just bought a new drill recently, it wasn't an issue. I had more than enough money in savings. I could just go out, buy it, no problem at all. Didn't hurt me, didn't put a significant dent in my bank account. It's just easier, if you can learn just to not spend so much money. I don't know why people want to spend all this money. You don't need to. Find other ways to occupy yourself. So, finances. Keep your spending in check. That's the main point. And last but not least, in fact, if I had to pick a most important topic in this list here, it would probably be networking. You want to stay connected to people. Don't become a hermit. A lot of people do this. They come back from overseas, come back from combat. They feel like they can't relate to anybody. Nobody understands them. And that might be true. Maybe nobody does understand you. But that doesn't mean you should isolate yourself. If at all possible, stay connected with your battle buddies that you served with. Hopefully you have some of them close by that you can meet with, hook up with every now and then. If not, give somebody a call. Once or twice a week, call up an old battle buddy, see how things are doing. Exchange ideas. You can vent to one another. You can, keep each other motivated. Just stay connected. Don't fall out of touch with people. Me, when I first came back, I found that a lot of my old friends that I had before the military, we had grown apart. I had changed. They had changed. Circumstances had changed, and a lot of people I just couldn't click with anymore. I didn't get along with. I didn't have anything in common with them. So make new friends if that's the case. Find new people. Go to things that you like to do. Go to events. Get back into school. School is a great way to meet people. Studying the same kinds of things that you're studying, have the same interests. Going to the gym, you find other people that are enthusiastic about fitness. Just get out there. Don't isolate yourself. That's one of the worst things you can do, is to just be alone. You do lots of damage. It takes a toll on your mind. You can get very depressed. So stay connected. Get out there. Keep friends. If you find that your old friends you just don't click with anymore, make some new friends. Stay in touch with your battle buddies. These are all very important. Stay connected with people. So that about sums it up for basic survival. Diet, fitness, structure, finances, networking. These are all very important topics to think about, in addition to my previous video. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching, and have a happy 2014, hopefully.